Good morning and welcome to the Retirement Railroad. I'm Steve, and today is another episode of Where in the World is the Matinee Modeler? Well, for over a year, one of the community members and I have been trying to put together a ops session at his on his layout, coupled with another member of our community. And so with that, let's take a look and see what happened.
It was down in Louisiana, just about a mile from Texarkana, in them old cotton fields back home.
So after my little over 5 hour drive on Friday afternoon down to Robert's place in Texas, I got checked into the hotel, and Robert had me come on over about 7 o'clock that evening. And we were waiting for another member of the community to show up, so while we were waiting, we decided to go ahead and clean track. And so I started on one end and Robert started on the other end, and we met up in the middle, and then went ahead and each of us did the whole thing in opposite directions. And I told Robert when we were about halfway through that you watch, within 30 minutes of the time we finish, our other cohort would show up. And sure enough, it was like 5 minutes after we finished, walking through the door was our other cohort.
And I'm riding on the cotton belt railroad line, in the pitching, rolling rhythm and noise.
So yep, you guessed it, Jason the Train Freak was the third member of our trifecta, and he brought his CMX track cleaning car. So we spent a couple hours gabbing and running it around the layout, finishing up sometime around 11 o'clock Friday evening. And so we met back up at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, and Robert took Jason and I out to breakfast at this nice little local diner. And it was the coolest place. They had waffles in the shape of Texas. That was, I thought, was pretty cool. And so we started our session up. I guess it was probably close to 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. And we ran, Robert and I ran locals, and Jason handled the Alexandria yard, and we finished those up in about 2 hours. And Robert's wonderful wife, Linda, had made some Natchitoches meat pies. And the way I've always described them, I was first introduced to them years and decades ago down in San Antonio, when a neighbor of mine was from Alexandria, Louisiana, just like Robert. And they had brought back coolers full of these meat pies. And what they look like is a Hostess apple pie, except instead of being glazed in sugar and apple filling, they were stuffed with spiced meat. They were so good. Anyway, after lunch, we had another session running 2 more locals. This time it was Robert and Jason, and I handled the yard. And I made the first faux pas, so to speak, when I ran a switch and caused a derailment. It shorted out the layout. And I'm sure that would be no surprise to C and E.I. John. But I was not the only one, all right, that had a faux pas. Jason was busy and he was switching locomotives, and he had parked his 2F units on a siding on the maintenance away track, and he was going to switch over to a switcher over at International Paper. And he turned his back to the F units he'd been running so that he could run the switcher over at International Paper. And he's working on it, and he can't get the thing to go. And I just happened to turn and look. I said, "Whoa!" He turned around, and his 2F units, he didn't switch the addressing on his throttle, and the 2F units had shoved all the maintenance way cars off the siding, including the crane car that would normally deal with the derailments, right? So we all got a chuckle out of that. And no sooner had that happened, and Robert forgot to pick up a car on his local, and then at the end of the second session, Robert tripped on the camera cord, and the camera fell over. So I think most of that is available to be seen. Robert did a live stream, and I'll put the link to that in the description of this video. So, but before we move on, I did do a tour of Robert's layout. Most of you have probably seen it before, but let's go ahead and take a look at that, shall we? All right, we got Alexandria. There's the station that Wilmer made for Robert. There's the Alexandria yard.
In the middle of the crows, that was wide open.
Oh, that's cool.
There's the crane that Jason ran off the track. This is the coolest building. Look at the detail on that. I'd like to say Robert did that, but he bought it. And in case anybody wants to come and visit Robert, he's got a whole lot of cotton to plant. Here's the International Paper yard. And tracks.
Maybe his wife was
There's Bodab number 1.
What?
And there's Bodab number 2.
And Bodad number 3, you can't see.
Yeah, I'm Bodab number 3. And they're looking at me with strange faces because I don't think they know what it means.
I don't know what it means.
And for those that want to know, it's big old dumb acting boys.
There you go.
That's not us.
Here's
We're doing important business.
This is the awesome refinery, especially at night when it's lit up.
You need to do a night shot. You can get a night shot. I haven't even seen a refinery in a night shot.
Oh, I'll do it.
There's the swamp.
Where you turn the lights on? It's up there. Is it the clicker?
I've got to plug it in.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I see the plug.
And this is Winfield and the Rock Island interchange.
Looking for it. It's right under there.
See it?
Yeah.
Let's look at the refinery at night.
Where's the? Yeah.
Can you turn the lights off?
Yeah, this thing's cool.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah,
How-
that's awesome.
How cool is that?
So Robert, how many LEDs you have in there?
It's right around 60.
It's quite a bit.
Yeah. And it's all on one controller, so. Yeah, the controller I bought from Evans Designs will take up to 100 LEDs on it.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no resistors or anything. They're just,
That means it's built in.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for this installment. As I said, that's it for this installment. It was a great weekend meeting up with Jason and Robert at Robert's KCS layout, and took me, like I said, a little over 5.5 hours to get back. Not over 5.5, a little over 5 hours to get home Saturday evening, and do it again in a heartbeat. It was a great time, especially if Robert's wife makes some meat pies. With that, I want to thank you for joining me here at the Retirement Railroad. Another episode of Where in the World Lives the Matinee Modeler. With that, y'all have a great day. Bye now.